matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number one on the goal.
He's got it inside the 15. The chunk plays that they love, and he takes it all the way down to the 10.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Using his legs, it's Cook. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Second down coming up in this red zone opportunity. Wants to go up top. Fires into the end zone. And he can't find his man as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down. You're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in. Timing is important. Get rid of the ball on time. Trust your read and execute this passing play if you're throwing.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on fourth down. Trying to do it on the ground. They spun that wheel of fortune on fourth down and come up bankrupt.
Hey, you come out early in the game, you're trying to send a message to your team that you're confident, you believe in them to convert these fourth downs. You didn't get that one, but don't let it be a detriment moving forward. If you want to stay aggressive, be that way throughout the course of the game.
Running back searching for a hole. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
He's going to throw it from his own end zone. Finds the tight end. And he won't quite get there. But, boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. Chance to build a little momentum here by converting this third down from deep in your own territory. Makes the catch. Oh, he's got some space. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. Picks up the first down. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the old coordinator.
Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to throw, it's Hoffman. This one's complete. Brought down at the 39 after a pickup of 10. It'll be a first down.
It's hard for an offense to win when you get in predictable situations. What a great job understanding where the first down marker is. I got to get a big gain, got to get that first down. Nice job, great nose for the first down.
Right on the money. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And that's a really nice route by the wide receiver. Just understanding I got to win right now. I got to get inside of that guy, and I know I'm going to get contact. You run over the middle of the field on a slant, you're going to get hit. Nice job securing the catch, making the play.
Hand off from the shotgun. He'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up a few.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front.
Fires toward the end zone. And it's caught for the touchdown.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. To the ground with the back. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. Hey, no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And this dude knows how to get after quarterbacks. Last week he had 3 sacks. He gets his first today. I'll tell you what, you better know where he is before the ball snapped every single play.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And that will fall incomplete, and we have played one. Boy, they tried to end the first quarter on a high note to no avail. Second quarter's coming. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. So Mississippi State will have to punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. First run of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. They'll try the run. Past the 30. That's 20. He's got space. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
That's such a great physical play by the defense, because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
The give to the left side. He breaks a tackle, and they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
And you've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
Here's the handoff. He's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want.
And he's not going to take the touchback. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Just what the doctor ordered to get away from the shadow of that goalpost and pick up a first down at the 23. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass, it's Cantrell. Just a short pass to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. And the Bulldogs can really attack on this Gets the back moving. Wants to fire on second down. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
That'll be enough to give Mississippi State a fresh set of downs.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but we love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
On target. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The Bulldogs can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Sends it back in motion. To the air on second down. A little release to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It's nice to get a quarterback an easy completion like that, but it's nicer if they can go forward. And they did not that time, Jesse.
They did not. No, the defense was just better at the point of attack. Look at all these defenders shedding blocks and then getting hats to the football. That's impressive.
He's got him in the flat. Still on his feet at the 45. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like we just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
That defender did not care that the running back was setting up behind him on a screen. He was just thinking one thing and one thing only. See ball, get ball. He did that.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Bringing it back.
And what a great moment for that young man right there. That's his first career interception in college football. He's a guy that's worked so hard. He wanted to make an impact for his defense this year, and he comes up with a massive play right there.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Leaves it with the back. And some room to work. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The big pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Power football with the run. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. He's got enough for the 1st down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line.
Well, as a defense, you know this is going to be a challenge every time you face this offense. They're one of the 25 best in the nation at getting 1st downs because they can pick them up in a variety of ways, including running the football. You have got to be physical when facing off against this offense.
Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. 1st down. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
When you're a defensive guy and you want to fire in, you want to go hit the quarterback, but you know if I fire in, he's just going to give the football up. You got to be patient. You got to understand what your responsibility is. Then you see when he keeps the football, you got to go tag him. And the problem is these guys are such good athletes. They're so hard to catch once they do pull the football. But it's kind of like the hidden hat trick. You know, where's the ball? It's underneath this one. No, I picked this one up. No, it's gone. It's underneath this one. Nope, there it is. It's gone.
They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's 1st and 10 again. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. He's in for the touchdown. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. Kansas State needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there and the Little Apple behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Duke. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Got room on the return. To the house. A pick six for a touchdown. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring this one out. Slips through the line. Just a tremendous return. Great run, great speed and vision to really set up this offense. He almost got totally loose on that one. Looking for a man. It's Cantrell. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And he just chucks it into the fourth row.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. He's got it. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
First down for the offense.
Wants to go up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Looking to scramble. Unloads to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down.
I know that was tough, but as a quarterback, you got to know on 4th down, you cannot take a sack. Any way, shape, or form, you've got to be able to get rid of that football and give it an opportunity. That time, I know it wasn't blocked perfect, but the quarterback's got to have more sense of urgency.
Motion from the wide receiver. Looking to throw, it's Hoffman. Showing the arm strength to the left. And a big play on the outside. What a job to keep those feet in bounds and get the completion. That big play has them in business. 1st and 10 inside the 20. They're in the red zone and they'll pass it. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
It's second down.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Might be changing the route. Motion from the wideout. 2nd and 10. He'll throw again. Got his man quickly. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Here's 1st and goal, and a touchdown here might put this thing out of reach by halftime. Fires into the end zone. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14.
1st and 10.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. To the air, it's Cantrell. They go to the wide receiver screen. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Mississippi State has it teed up, ready to go here in the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the 3rd quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out. And that's exactly what they're doing now.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Throws for the tight end. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple of weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
And look, I know this offense made some adjustments at halftime, and they couldn't wait to get back out on the field and try to generate a score. But their defense is playing lights out. So to me right now, this is a no-brainer. After the incompletion on 3rd, just punt it away and let your defense eat.
Mississippi State offense will take over. 1st and 10.
The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. They send the tight end in motion. They'll run the RPO and throw it right.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And the Bulldogs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to throw. It's Cantrell. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Going downfield for the big play. Pulls it in on the left. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. Might as well try to punch them while they're reeling. You get one huge play to set it up. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 40. The give on the inside. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11.
42 Spider.
Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Well, the defense knew this was going to be the guy the offense was trying to get the football to, so it looks like they've got a plan for him. Nice job.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And the defense has to be kicking themselves for allowing a 1st down there. You're just maybe going to give them a few yards and let them set up for a field goal. Instead, you let them move the chains, and now they're knocking on your door 1st and goal.
Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Just keeps slinging it. Trying to barrel in. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
Nice job by the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
Looking for the score. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down?
Yeah, and he calls his own number, tries to go get the 1st down, but he just couldn't get to it. Nice job by the defense, locking in, not letting him get that extra couple yards that he needed to get the big 1st down.
Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Backed up at the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still
turning it on. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down.
I love having guys that have the ability to make something happen after they catch it. Simple hitch route, right? Okay, give me some extra yards. Get me a 1st down after the play. Nice job by the wide receiver.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Hoffman. The screen, and watch out. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Offenses want to get the ball to their playmakers really fast, and they try to throw the wide receiver screen, but how about the defender? He was right there in his space, got him on the ground as soon as he caught it. He was ready for that play.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Back to pass on 2nd down. Got his man. Great move. Now he's got room. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays, and you better change your looks up to try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
Gets it past the marker. Finds a crease at the 20. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
And that's why this offense is hard to stop, man. They have that option to pitch it. So as a defense, like, I got to get the quarterback, and then I got to get the pitch man. And they lost the pitch man, and you could tell. He made them pay with a big gain down the field.
It's on target and complete. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Tight end now in motion. The give to the back. What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
Gives it on the option. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop.
How about the offense? The offense goes with the run on 3rd and goal, thinking they can push it in there and be physical. The defense is having absolutely none of that. Nice job by the defense, committing to the run, being physical, and stuffing this offense.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Pulls and fires complete. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. As we enter the 4th quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Looking to throw, it's Cantrell. Got his man. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play...
Going to throw it over the top of the D. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film.
And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Takes it the other way. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this team.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the...
Keep it on the ground, and he's in for the touchdown. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the 4th quarter.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. He's got great speed. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
And those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. They'll leave it with him. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down.
That is exactly what you want from your offense. Create some space, get out of the shadow of your own end zone, Palmer, and make it easier on this offense.
Yeah, it's nice when you have a running back like that, too, that can create that space for you. Now, if you're the play caller, your entire playbook is wide open.
Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. On On the run, it's Kennedy. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Pass to Sticks and still on his feet. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
I think a big key in this team's success today has been their ability to run the football. They've been able to just hand it off and go churn out yards. They've had this defense on their heels all game long. It's given them a big cushion in this game so far. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. That is exactly why they called the running back the safety valve. They used it, and they used it to perfection.
Yeah, and you want to push the ball down the field. You want to make those big plays, but you see the defense. They bring the blitz. I got the running back open, dump it to him, let him do the rest, let him get the first down.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he barrels into the end zone for a touchdown. They can now exhale just a little bit with that lead, and they are close to a victory here in the 8th week of the season.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18.
Offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Good enough.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long. That's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And how about that? That's the first INT for this guy. Like, he's gone all throughout this year, taking care of the football, making plays, really building trust with his offensive coordinator. First mistake. Hey, listen, put it behind you. You've had a great season so far, young man.
They'll run it to the right side. Nice move to pick up yardage. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the 4th quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Wide receiver going in motion. Might as well give it to him again. What a tackle in the backfield. He'll lose 6 on the play.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Second down coming up.
22 water.
They'll run it from the gun. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they've built this lead. They've had a great day today.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long.
Here we go, here we go.
Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Breaks into the open. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. Now facing a 3rd and long. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make